everybody and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, ignore that banging noise, it's my door. Because there's windows open in my house, it's just gonna keep making the doors bang and it's annoying me. I'm actually gonna put my box behind my door to see if that stopped it doing it. Anyway, now that I've done that and hopefully the door stops banging, for today's video I have decided that I wanted to go through my god tier books with you. Now this video is very hard for me to pick just my god tier because I've got so many favourites, but these are the ones that I will love for the rest of my life, I will talk about daily, that I think about daily, and that I can't function without. So let's get on to the video. The first books I'm going to talk about should come as a surprise to absolutely no one who has watched any video on my channel, and that is a god tier series of mine, the Boys of Tommen series. Now, we all know I am obsessed with this series. I literally did a 36-minute video talking about it. This series brought out so many emotions in me that it made me cry, it made me happy, it made me want to throw the books against a wall. It made me feel anything and everything. And if it wasn't for Binding 13, I would not have read as many books as I have so far this year, because I reread Binding 13 when I was in a really bad slump and it got me out of it. Now, you wouldn't think because it's such a big book it would, but this series means that much to me and I have such a connection to all these characters that I read this book. I want to reread the rest of them, but if I start rereading them, I'm not going to finish them before Tuesday, which is when Releasing 10 comes out. So I find this series phenomenal. I'm obsessed with it, and it makes me so happy and so filled with joy. So yeah, I think everyone should read this series. I'm gonna stop rambling about it now because I talked about it way too many times. Okay, so my next god tier series is one that I literally just finished reading the last book in the series yesterday, and ever since I've just been feeling very heartbroken that this series is over. There is going to be a novella coming out next year for it, but that's a long time away, and as of right now I am feeling very sad and wanting to binge read the series again. We have the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. And as I'm holding these all together, I'm realising that her name on Play Along is really big, and that really annoys me, but it's fine. We look past that little fact. But yeah, oh gosh, almost dropping it. I just finished reading Rewind It Back yesterday, and I have no words to describe the love I have for this series, these characters, this world. I never used to be such a sucker for found family. And then I read this series and the Boys of Tommen series. The found family in this goddamn series, with their little friendship group and how they have their little family dinners on a Sunday, and just their relationships with each other and how much they care for each other. It fills my little book girly heart with so much fucking joy. These couples and these characters are just what reading is all about for me. Finding books and characters like this that just make me happy and help me escape from my own life sometimes when everything just gets a bit too hard, and just makes me feel so much joy. And that is what I get from this series. I love it so much. Even Mile High, which I know a lot of people don't like Mile High. I love Mile High. Is it my least favourite in the series? Yes. But I still love it, and I still gave it a 5 star. So I just absolutely adore this series, and Rewind It Back was phenomenal, and I gave it a 5 star, which you will have seen in my reading vlog which is me reading anticipated releases. And yeah, just phenomenal series, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, this next one is going to be my last God tier series. I have another book that is part of a series, but it hasn't like got any more books in it yet, which I'll do afterwards. But I'm not holding up every book in this series because there's so many. I do not have the mental capacity to hold them up. But we have the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I started this series last year and I finished it in January of this year, and honestly, just this world, these characters, it's what's made me fall in love with fantasy so much more. Like, I was already starting getting into my fantasy journey when I read ACOTAR last year, and I absolutely love ACOTAR, do not get me wrong. I love that series and I'm so glad I read it. But after reading Throne of Glass, I'm obsessed with it. Like, ACOTAR I really enjoyed, and I'm glad I read that before I read Throne of Glass, because I feel like if I'd read Throne of Glass first, I would have been really confused and not really understood fantasy as much. And I think ACOTAR is a very good way to get into the whole Throne of Glass, like the whole like fantasy world that I'm in now. But honestly, with this book series, this is the first like fantasy series that I've read with the purpose of like not just looking for a romance. Now, there is romance in this series and it does crop up more in the later books, but I'm normally a person who mainly reads for romance because it's my favorite genre. But this series I appreciated this series not because of the romance or the couples. It was because of the friendships and the bonds that these characters made and the storylines that we had and just the raw emotions that it made me feel. And frankly, I'm sad I'm finished this series. I have recently started reading the Crescent City series, and that first book was phenomenal. And once I finish this series, if they're all like that, that will probably be added to my God tier list. But as of right now, Throne of Glass is just honestly like one of my all-time favorite fantasy series ever, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So for the next few books, some of them are going to be in series, but they're just one specific book in a series that's in my God tier list, and then other ones are going to be standalones, and just yeah, because there's some series where I have a God tier book but I don't like the whole series, and that's the case with some of these. So yeah. Okay, the first book on my God tier list is the book that got me into my not the first book on my God tier list, my first standalone on this God tier list is the one that got me into my favourite trope, the single parent romance trope, and that is With 1% of You by Michelle Gross. I'm fully obsessed with this goddamn book. I read it in a single sitting. If you have been around since the start of my channel, you will have seen the reading vlog that I read this in, which was reading my favourite BookTokers 5-star reads. This book is honestly phenomenal. The characters are amazing. The partnership in it is so good. The relationship between the characters is just iconic. And I had never really read a single parent pregnancy trope romance before until I read this book. And then I fell in love, and now I'm fully obsessed, and it's my favourite trope. I just think everyone should read this book. Ignore the fact that it's an ugly cover, okay? We just deal with it. This is the one exception I make for people being on the cover. This is the one exception because this book is so phenomenal and I love it so much that I literally don't want to take my grubby mitts off it. But yeah, just the relationship, the family, the romance, everything about this book is this so heartwarming and amazing, and I'm just honestly kind of obsessed. Now, this next one is technically part of a duology, but it can be read as a standalone because you don't need to read the sequel. But this one is within the same vein as the last one, with it being a accidental pregnancy trope book, and that is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This was one of my all-time favourite books from last year. This is a 6-star read to me. Honestly, all of these books are 6-star reads to me. I'm full-on obsessed with this book, and I want every person who I'm friends with to read it. There's one person who I know won't read it because she sold her copy because I sold my copy of The Fault in Our Stars. Yes, I'm calling you out right now, Geordie. But that is beside the point. I'm completely obsessed with this book. This book has the best banter I have ever read in a book. And just the love that these two have for each other, the friendship that they build with each other before they even actually like get together, and just sorry, I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because the amount of notifications that were coming through was stressing me out. Anyway, as I was saying, this book, just the relationship and the friendship between these two characters before they even actually start dating each other is amazing. And just the banter between them, the care, the amazing disability representation in this book. I have been in love with this book and ever since I read it, and I want to reread it, but I still need to read the sequel, which is right there, which is Out of the Woods, but that will be read at some point this year, okay? I don't have the energy right now. I'm reading other books. Now, for this next one, no one is going to agree with me because most people do not like this book in this series, but to me, it is my god tier book. And I love this entire series. I think this entire series is amazing, but it's not a god tier series for me. But this book specifically from this series is, and that is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Now, I know most people don't like this book, okay? And to that I say, shut up. I'm obsessed with this book. This is my favourite book in the whole series. There's just something about the relationship between Beau and Bailey that I'm obsessed with. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the other couples in the book, in the series, that I think they're all incredible. But there's just something about this couple that really spoke to me. And I just love them together. And I just love their dynamic and their banter and just everything about them brings me so much happiness and joy. And that is why this is on my god tier list, because to me this is the best book in the series. I know no one will agree with me because no one really likes this book from this series, but personally it's fine to me because it just means I get to keep Beau to myself. Okay, so the next one is another one that is in a series. Now this one, it's this one specifically for me. Now I love this entire series. It's a 5-star series for me, but this specific one is what made me love it so much and it's the one that broke my heart, and that is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella that you can either tandem read with Powerless, or you can read it after Powerless but before you read Reckless. It's very hard to make me cry at a book, okay? I very rarely cry at books. It's not something that happens often. I tear up, but I don't full on sob. I didn't even full on sob at these books, okay? I cried and I got teary, but I didn't even full on sob at these. This little bitch, no, what I meant is this tiny ass little novella had me sobbing like a little baby. And I can't get over the scene that happens at the end of this. And it breaks my heart every time I think about it. And I'm not okay. I am not okay, okay? This just... And I don't care if no one agrees with me. This is my god tier list, okay? I can put whatever freaking books I want into it. And that is why this book is there. Because it's phenomenal. And... I miss them. Now, this next one. I literally finished this like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. And this is a debut novel. And I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that I've read this so soon and the next book doesn't come out anytime soon makes me want to cry. But the second I finished this book, I knew it was being added to my god tier list. This is a 6-star read for me. And that is For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. This book made me feel everything. It's got found family, it's got sexy demons, it's got grief, and it's got pain and trauma and just everything you want in a book if you want to be in pain. And that is what this book gave me. I am unwell. I am physically unwell when I think about this book, because I'm not emotionally prepared for the rest of the series, and I feel like I'm going to reread this before the second book comes out because I am that freaking obsessed with it. I can't stop thinking about it. The last couple of days since I read it, I can't stop thinking about it. And like, I'm not okay, okay? I'm a book girly. Are we ever okay? No, we're not. But with that said, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe and hit that little notification bell below. I upload every Friday at 6 p.m. and every Tuesday at 5 p.m. with a reading vlog. But that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you next time.